and workers not showing up to work may lead to higher food prices. Here's why.
I should start by stating plainly that long before the environment began, industrialized slaughterhouses were already bloody, shit, piss, and pus-filled hotbeds for disease that were built deliberately hidden because no one wanted to see or smell them, and or in areas disproportionately polluting historically and intentionally targeted communities. The workers and animals who unfortunately find themselves or are born into these hellholes both deserve not to be subjected to the treatment, no or low pay, and or conditions that are known to exist there. What I mean is, it is well known that these industries, slaughterhouses and meatpacking plants alike, often hire non-English speaking, undocumented immigrants who risk deportation if they ever seek to organize or improve their horrific working conditions. These industries can fire on a dime. Often working alongside them are vulnerable, also hidden incarcerated people working for pennies at best, or kids. And yes, these child labor violations, incarcerated human and workers' rights issues are copy and pasted into the produce industries as well. Then, when these likely multiply disenfranchised workers are exhausted from their violent, physically demanding work done at increasingly higher speeds, the cherry on top of their physically dangerous work is often verbal abuse from bosses. And this is no coincidence, because these increasingly deregulated industries' business models are unsustainable human and animal rights issues by design. That is their business as usual. Psychologically, you don't get away with murdering, screaming, and crying beings for a living without it also killing you from the inside out, or again, you become seriously injured or die from the injuries inflicted on these workers. Other studies reported that slaughterhouse workers often attempt to prolong the cognitive dissonance of contributing to such violent and traumatizing industries with maladaptive self-regulating actions like rumination and substance abuse. Two researchers who conducted a study on this referred to the specific form of PTSD suffered by these workers as perpetrator-induced traumatic syndrome. To cope with the trauma of working these jobs, folks are known to deal in key ways, usually including disassociation, verbal aggression towards animals, and physical abuse as a form of game playing and entertainment. As a result of all this, it is no surprise that studies have found slaughterhouse workers are 4 or 5 times as depressed as the national average, accompanied by their increased likelihood of anger, hostility, somatization, many stress-induced illnesses, psychoticism, and high anxiety. Because no matter how hard we try to be fucking machines, we are not fucking machines. While the first year of the environment sparked attention around these workers' suffering, over the now going on 6 years, much like regarding COVID-19 itself, concern waned. Not because the devastations ended, but because business as usual took precedent over folks' lives. This is just another example of how one person's common sense is another person's silent killer. Speaking of, another less known devastation that industrial monoculture and animal agriculture also share is over-injection of antibiotics in order to genetically modify all kinds of organisms.